On April 27, 1950, Red Auerbach was hired to coach the Boston Celtics, a moribund franchise that had just come off a franchise-worst 22-46 season in 1949-50. In its 4 seasons of existence, Boston had never finished a season above 500 and, despite an improbable quarterfinals playoff appearance in 1948, had a lifetime record of 89-147. Inheriting a team made up of nondescript pros, Auerbach quickly went to work to institute his fast-break style of play, a style that had served him well during previous coaching stops with the Washington Caps and Tri-Cities Hawks. A series of events involving folding teams and player holdouts resulted in Auerbach selecting Holy Cross star Bob Cousy in a dispersal draft, even though he had preferred 2 guards who were selected before him. With Cousy flawlessly implementing Red's fast-break style of play, the Celtics improved to 39-30 in 1950-51. The next 5 years would see the Celtics continue to improve, going 202-151 along the way. However, playoff success remained elusive. After a 1956 season that again found Boston bounced from the playoffs, Auerbach realized his team was missing a strong defensive presence and dominant rebounder, and thought this piece would be all that it took to get Boston to the promised land. Fortunately for Auerbach, just such a player was available. University of San Francisco center Bill Russell, who had just led the Friars to 2 straight NCAA titles and would captain the U.S. Olympic basketball team at the 1956 Summer Olympics in Melbourne, Australia. Unfortunately for Auerbach, he did not have a high enough draft pick to get Russell. Boston had already used their first-round selection on a territorial pick, Holy Cross star and hometown favorite Tommy Heinsohn. The first overall pick in the draft belonged to the Rochester Royals. The Royals already had a promising young center named Maurice Stokes, however, and also had little stomach for the $25,000 signing bonus Russell was demanding. They would take a pass. The second pick belonged to the St. Louis Hawks, who did draft Russell. However, they had little interest in keeping him. As the southernmost city in the NBA, St. Louis did not see a black player, even one of Russell's ability, as being particularly marketable. Instead, the Hawks wanted Boston's all-star center, St. Louis native Ed Macaulay. Red didn't want to part with his big star, but knew that Russell was too special a player to let get away. Thus, on April 30, 1956, Auerbach sent Macaulay and Cliff Hagan to St. Louis for the rights to Bill Russell. Auerbach had the rights to his man, but could he sign him? In that era, players of color had a viable alternative to the NBA, the Harlem Globetrotters. The Globies were making a play to sign Big Russ. Adding to the drama was that Russell himself would not be able to join whatever team he chose until December, as summer in Australia meant November and December, and Russell would not ultimately lead the U.S. to a gold medal until December 1st. Even without Russell, the Celtics, led by Rookie of the Year Heinsohn and Most Valuable Player Cousy, had jumped out to a 16-8 start by mid-December. Still, all of Auerbach's machinations would be for naught if he could not land his star draft pick. And then, on December 19, 1956,